Let's see what he comes up with here in the first couple of games of the 3-minute portion. It's the 3+1 is just a completely different game from 5+1, but Magnus has been playing with such speed and confidence, especially in the last couple of games, that I'm still pretty worried about Gukesh here. And we have a kind of a weird King's Indian attack with a pawn situated on b5.
Yeah, it's the b5 extension that when it first started getting played, they said, was it a mouse slip? And then they're like,
Yeah,
wait,
exactly.
It's over the board. You can't slip with a mouse. So you meant to do that.
It's like those videos where Hikaru grabs, the imaginary mouse on the left side of the board.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing there.
Just, we've come so far that these days more online chess happens than over the board chess. But the B pawn extending to actually talk about why you do it if you're black, gaining that space makes a lot of sense. And you see A5 advanced after the B pawn. And when you put your pieces behind pawns, particularly the knights, often they can do more damage. You see white doing the same thing on the king's side with the G pawn, followed by knight to G3 for Gukesh. But Magnus he's acting like he's been here before, giving his shoulder a scratch right there.
Mm-hmm.
That was an old pawn push injury coming back to haunt Magnus. Oh, I pushed that pawn too hard over there. Let me massage that one out.
Stretch the muscle. Yeah. Well, he's going to stretch some of White's muscles on the queen side here. If you can slip in A3 and force B3, then the entire complex of dark squares is massively weakened. You often see the knight dropping into D4, and black's attack just kind of plays itself on the queen side.
Yeah. I do like queen D2. I like bishop H6 coming. I know I'm not going to checkmate you, Ganya, but a boy can dream.
Hey, you've checkmated me before. You can do it again.
Oh, you're so kind.
Although it took you until the end game, but you did it eventually.
That's right. Although, have you told everybody that I own our Over the Board Plus record?
Well, that's what I was heavily implying.
Oh, okay.
I was being tasteful about it, with a whopping score of 1.
When have I ever been tasteful? I've never been accused of being tasteful. Okay, and no, I'm kidding.
Well, and you made me cry after the game. So
no, I didn't. Come on.
With me. I was definitely tearing up a little bit.
Yeah, but you cried after every loss at that point in your career.
That's true.
That's
totally true.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I beat you when you were like, 6 or something like that. Not quite. You were a master level player, but it was you were still little enough that you had to sit on a phone book, I think.
Yeah, there was a sort of a gradual process of the object becoming smaller. At first, it was a booster seat.
Yeah.
Then there was a different booster seat, and then a phone book, and then finally I could just sit on the chair.
Man.
And now I have to bring the chair down.
Now you do. Now you're a tall, lanky guy. All right,
Danny, this is a disaster. Knight D3, Queen B1. I guess there's Rook D1. It's a disaster for White.
Knight D3, Rook. He goes for it anyway.
Yeah, he just doesn't care. He just says, "I'm going to go after your A3 pawn. I don't need your Rook. I'm happy to give up 2 minor pieces for the Rook."
Such an interesting point to show that the initiative, obviously the ability to create threats, more important than what we normally favor. The 2 pieces are usually good against the Rook, but with black taking D3, playing Queen B3, and if the trade happens, that B pawn just pushes up the board, and you don't or Rook C3, right? The point is White just doesn't have time to bring that bishop on G2, that knight on G3, the ones you're highlighting, back into the game. So Magnus flexing, Gukesh already under a minute on the clock. He's got 99 problems, and Magnus Carlsen is one of them.
Exactly. And that knight on G3 is just the worst piece in White's position. It has 0 prospect, and that's the problem with minor pieces. They're just not.
Oh, but now Queen B1 is over. Now Queen
Bishop
B1 is...
F1, I guess, still holds on. But I mean, there must be a knockout here. Maybe Bishop C3 at some point can be thrown in.
But even like Queen B1 and Rook C2, right? You just you bring the pieces in and you say, "Here you go. Here you go. How you like them apples, huh?"
I mean, anything. Queen B2, Rook C2 immediately.
Oh, Rook C2 immediately.
The pin. No, this is dead lost. And Magnus has so much time. His time management, Danny, we take it for granted.
Yeah.
But the world champion's time management might be the best of anybody at the top. Like, we almost never talk about Magnus getting into super severe time pressure in classical chess. And thus far in this blitz match, his phenomenal just sense of when to invest a long think is just so impressive. Bishop D4 check thrown in.
What's he going to do next? Move. Is it Queen B1 or Rook C2 again?
I would predict queen b1 because that threatens mate on g1.
Yep.
I mean, if you can believe that.
Yeah, queen b1 threatens mate, forces bishop f1 in the same way that it was forced before, though, to be fair, to guard the rook on d3, and still rook c2 comes in. And so this is queen b1, rook c2, bishop takes d3, said by chat. Double Jared. Here it comes.
Yeah, rook c2.
Yep.
Yeah, this position plays itself here, which is pretty dejecting for Mr. Gukesh.
Yep.
What a disaster of a position. And now queen bishop d3.
Yeah, you can even play queen d1. Okay, no, he takes first.
Wait.
Queen he's simplifying.
This is just vintage Magnus. This is so vintage Magnus. Rook a2. Oh, and you can't take
win
the
piece at the end. Oh my gosh. If bishop a4, rook a3, fork the bishop and knight on g3, everybody. That's why he had to give up the a pawn, and now Carlsen will push the a pawn. You got a baby girl, Anita. Anita's coming to a1, or Andrea, or any a name. I just made it up.